Hello, guys. Today we're tasked to provide our insights on a book written by George M. Marsden uh, called The Outrageous Idea of Christian Scholarship. And the whole point of this book, I think, is uh, that it's okay for a professor to have a Christian viewpoint. In fact, nowadays, in most departments, they usually frown upon people who do have a Christian viewpoint. In fact, really tell you the truth, Christianity is probably the one religion that people can actually mock and also discriminate against than any other religion. And the reason behind it is uh, because most liberals think that Christians are actually the people who have done the oppressing throughout history, which to a certain degree might be true. You know, uh, there might have been some oppression, especially during the rush to colonize Africa and Asia and people of color essentially. So I can understand why they would have that viewpoint. But in reality, if you think about it, the tenets of Jesus Christ, what he argued, what he taught, what and the example that he set as he lived uh, during the age that he did live in. Um, he taught people to love everyone, including your enemies, and that's I think what a lot of Christians now argue, or what they try to inspire, is that we should be accepting of everyone. We should love everyone, and that should be part of the viewpoint that we aspire to. And as professors, that's the thing that we should uh, argue, or something that we should show when we're teaching our students when we actually do get a position at a university. I mean, some of us might not be aspiring to teach at a university. They might actually look at going into either the law or business or even government. But whatever we aspire to do, we should live by the example of Jesus. And I think that's one of the things that Marsden might be getting at, is we can actually teach and show our Christian viewpoint as we're teaching. Um, but of course, at the university, a lot of times that's frowned upon because a lot of departments are filled with liberal secular professors. And I think that's part of the problem, especially nowadays when we take a look at what the culture uh, that we have now. I can see how some of us actually have concerns. Uh, there's anything goes nowadays. It doesn't matter uh, how what sexuality that you have, or nowadays, rather than actually arguing that there's two genders, there's multiple genders now. And I think part of that is because of the lack of Christianity, or religion, if you want to call it that, or morals in our educational system nowadays. And quite frankly, if we actually offered Bible reading and prayers in schools, maybe we wouldn't have the problems that we have today, such as single parent households, the lack of fathers, responsible fathers for that matter, in a lot of society, and all this gender confusion. I think would be eliminated if we actually allowed certain things in schools. I mean, just because we have Bible reading or we have prayers at school doesn't necessarily mean that uh, you are uh, you're being a proponent of a certain religion. I mean, it to me it doesn't really matter if you have school prayer or Bible reading. I mean, whatever religious book that you or holy book that you read, or uh, you're a proponent of, fine. If you want to read the Quran, go right ahead. If you just want to read the Torah, go right ahead. If you uh, think the Tao Te Ching is, the bee's knees, read that. Uh, Pray to whatever God that you want to pray to. I mean, obviously, we want you to pray to God, but if you think a purple rock that's sitting out in your front yard is God and you want to pray to that, so be it. As long as it provides some kind of morality in your life. And I think that's what he's trying to get at. Just because you're a Christian, it doesn't mean that your ideas are wrong. In fact, maybe if we have more Christianity or more religion in general in our society, things would probably improve. And so that's my insight. That's what I got out of it. You can use your Christianity, your Christian viewpoint in your teaching, and maybe through your example, you might actually improve the lives of your students, or you might inspire them to seek out God themselves. And that's what I've gathered from it. Thank you for listening, and have a good day.